maybe it's worth mentioning, Brahim, what we're trying to do during COVID-19 pandemic, and then how this relates to where startups fall under that. We have three main pillars that we live up to during COVID-19. First, we want to bring everybody home safe from our employees and laborers and subcontractors. Second, we want to live to our commitments to regarding the local communities where we operate and see how we can help them overcome or minimize the impact of the pandemic. Last but not least is to live up to our client requirement and deliver our projects like always. Definitely all too big to combine all this during pandemic with the social distancing and many other measures that we took has additional huge costs at our end. How startups fall under that? Maybe 4 areas we can mention here. First, definitely more than ever, we're using conferencing, collaboration tool, or really underused, if you think. And take this nice webinar with you, Brahim. I would have to fly to Dubai, maybe, and to attend a big fight, be it now or different. Now I can take it from Athens and enjoy the moderate weather here. So, but that by its own is a big shift for us. Second, I can give some concrete example, again, with Dubai-based startup like Imansa. We're now trying to implement antimicrobial, they're implementing antimicrobial material on PPEs, personal protection equipment for the construction industry. So that would be great. That would allow us to perform our job in a better way, in a faster way. Also with Wake Up, which we implemented a long time for to improve safety and productivity, IoT for which is a helmet being, I'm sure you know about it. The labor and the engineers would wear it on site, and you can track with our labor. But you know, big data, and we're experimenting other similar technology like facial recognition, bracelets where you can track labors, etc. But you know, big data is that you store data for one purpose and you end up using it for another purpose. So we're trying now to use all this information, the huge information that we have, to see how we can do contact tracking and social distancing. So that would improve during COVID-19. Third, which is a very important project, that living up to our commitment to the local community where we operate. Now during COVID-19, and this is maybe touching on innovation, which can be a startup, by the way. So I would like to answer your question, not only startup, but also innovation, which called the Cura project. Now during COVID-19, as you know, from every 100 that have that test positive, you have 20% requires hospitalization, and 4.5 requires percent requires ICU. So the name of the game is, can you have UAE, name it, any country in the region, do you have the capacity of ICU unit to cater for the peak? Because many people in Italy died, not because they would have died elsewhere, because they didn't have the ICU capacity at that moment. Had they come at a different time, a different place, they wouldn't have died. So we thought, how could we, part of the World Economic Forum and an MIT professor that's based in Milan, he came out with an open standard to open source and non-profit framework to convert shipping container into IC unit. So we start collaborating, and now we're finalizing 2 samples, one in Milan and one in the region, in the Gulf region, and they succeeded. And we are looking at how we can, with technology startup, with other people in the region, how can we scale up this to be mobile, to move, because the peak is moving from one country to another. So imagine in IC units that hundreds or whatever can be moved from one country to another. So this is the 4 area I would like to talk about. But I like to not to put it very rosy, the picture for startups, because I would maybe warn a startup to beware of what you ask for, you might get it. Many startups are now trying to package their solution for COVID-19. If that works and you can add a value and you can quantify the added value, that would be great. Otherwise, this might be a suicide. Beware of what you're asking for. It's an opportunity time if you can deliver. Because we see much hype, and I see, unfortunately, some of the startups trying to pretend that their product would be a COVID-19 help in certain area, which is not. Many are succeeding in that. So this is the only thing I would like to close up with here.